Hey everyone, Josh Smith here, Vice President of Marketing for Home Services over at Scorpion. Hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to take a quick minute to share some additional insights that we uncovered over the course of the past 24 to 48 hours here at Scorpion with respect to a paid search campaign or PPC campaign, particularly geared towards plumbing. So if you're a plumber, you're a multi-trade, this is definitely something that you want to listen to and just to be aware of. It's really good information for us to be aware of. Keynote about this data, this is an average or an aggregate across all the campaigns that we're running over here. So individual mileage may vary, but let's take a look at the trends and see what they're kind of pointing us to in terms of some takeaways. First metric is the past 7 days versus the 7 days prior to that, right? What's really interesting is we've seen almost an increase they've outperformed, the past 7 days have outperformed the prior 7 days in almost every core metric. So the core metrics we're looking at are leads driven, how much money is being spent, higher conversion rates, and lower lead costs, right? So over the past 7 days compared to the prior 7 days, we've actually seen more leads driven in by paid search campaigns, which is awesome. On top of that, there's been more spend generated. More dollars have actually been able to be spent the past 7 days compared to the prior 7 days. And what that points us to is that there's search volume that wants to take care of that spend and wants to pull in that spend. And that means people are online, they're searching for the services that you offer as a plumber. The next thing that's really interesting is the past 7 days have outperformed the prior 7 days with respect to conversion rates. The conversion rates have actually been higher. And when I say conversion rate, I'm specifically referring to a click that turns into a phone call. This tells us that people who are searching online, not only are there more searches, but there's also more intentionality. People actually need a plumber and they're picking up the phone and calling plumbers, which also has a byproduct, which is a great byproduct to have. And that's that we're experiencing lower lead costs or lower CPLs when it comes to the paid search campaigns that we're running right now. The big takeaway here is that the coronavirus, it's actually led to more opportunities for plumbers than ever before and at a lower cost. I mean, plumbers, you've never been more needed than right now. So this is absolutely the opportunity to double down on this area in your local market and the surrounding areas to make sure you're getting the services to people who need them right now. More people are spending more time in the home, which can lead to more plumbing problems because there's more use of the house. So this is a great opportunity to make sure you're not only in front of it, but you're in front of as much of it as possible. The next thing I want to take a look at is the March performance as a whole. Just kind of an interesting note. Lead cost or CPLs, they're lower than they ever have been since June of last year on the campaigns we're running. Conversion rates are higher than they ever have been since June of last year, which is really interesting. And we're pacing to actually have more leads and more spend than we ever have in any given month for plumbers since we've been in the plumbing game when it comes to online marketing. The biggest takeaway here, there's never been a better time for plumbers to advertise online, period. There's more opportunity and the cost is low. If you haven't watched the other coronavirus update video where we talked about the stock market kind of comparison, there are advertisers and businesses that are pulling out of the market. When that happens, we naturally see the cost of the market lower, so it costs less money to get the same amount of leads. That's just a byproduct of how the Google auction works. If you think about it like this, it operates very much like an auction. The more people there are in the market, the higher the costs have the potential to go. The less people in the market, the lower the costs have the potential to go. So I hope this is helpful. I hope this is beneficial. If you're a plumber, definitely reach out to your marketing manager if you're a Scorpion client and share some thoughts and insights here. Seek out some additional opportunities and where you can maximize the opportunities for the business, especially during this time, because your people, your customers need you and they need you now. And the search volume and the trend data that we're seeing is absolutely showing that. Thanks, everyone.